Hey, we're back on the Coach Rowe Show. I am Coach Rowe. Iggy's in the house from the Iggity Biggity.
What is up, bro?
Hold on, let me introduce our first guest. We have a couple of guests here. How you doing, my man?
Hey,
I got Alton Lister in the house, former NBA player, and we got my
how's
man
it going?
Mr. Curry in the house also
How you doing?
from Athletic Alternative. So
Initiative.
my bad. Okay, Mr. Alton Lister. He's 16-year veteran or 17 years? Was it 16 or 17 years in the NBA?
You know what, man?
Long time.
Long time. 16, 17, doesn't matter. It's a long time. My body feels it right about now, I'll tell you that much.
So, my man, you went to Arizona State.
Yes.
And then you were drafted in the first round, 1981, 21st pick to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, sir. That was a long time ago. Had a long career. Got a chance to do a lot of things that I'm very proud of in the NBA. Played with a lot of good teams. Got really close, but never got a cigar. Never won a championship. But I was in the conference finals probably 7 times during my career. So that's one step away from the finals.
Right.
And with numerous teams. So yeah, it was a great run for me.
So when you got drafted by the Bucks, you learned under Bob Lanier, right?
Yeah, I came in. I was only rookie on that team. They had just lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to Philadelphia 76ers by 1 point in the 7th game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they drafted me as an heir apparent to Bob Lanier. He mentored me, he tutored me, and he told me at one point, he said, "Big fella, you're not ready to take the mantle yet. A couple more years." And right before he retired, he said, "I think it's ready for you to go ahead and get in there and do your thing."
Wow.
So, he grew me for about 3 years, and then I was able to go ahead and, take over, and we had a great run while I was there.
Right. So in 1981, how many rounds was in the draft?
It was about 13.
13 rounds.
And that's probably conservative.
Uh-huh.
For how many spots?
Yeah, right. And there wasn't as many teams it is now. So it was very competitive, and it was phenomenal. But they cut it down into 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different dynamics in terms of how, basketball is evaluated, how they draft kids. And, nowadays it's all about one and done.
Right.
So back in the day, everybody stayed in school 4 years.
Right.
And that's why the game was so much better. And I think I played in one of in terms of basketball-wise, one of the best eras during my time for the game. And that's debatable, but, that's how I feel.
I agree,
Yeah.
So I want to get your opinion on, now there's only 2 rounds, like you said. And like all these kids, I'm going to the NBA, but it's only 2 rounds. And how many picks is that? Like 70 or 60 something?
I think 64. 32 teams. 64.
And then, but you got players from Europe,
It's a global sport, but look, man, guys don't understand that, they have a better chance of being a brain surgeon.
Right.
I'm saying seriously, and I'm being real.
Exactly.
Than trying to make the NBA. Mm-hmm. And I always talk to kids about a backup plan. Mm-hmm. And that backup plan is their education.
Right.
And, everybody's not going to make the NBA. And guys shouldn't go into a thing and that's the only thing that they can do, because there's so many other options, and you have so many more opportunities with education.
Right.
But for the selected few that can make the NBA, again, like you said, you got people competing for all these jobs from all over the world. Right. And so it is really a tough situation if you're fortunate enough to even be a part of any of that at any point, and not in terms of long career. Just the average career in the NBA is 3 years.
Okay.
And so that's very short.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't make it even that. So I'm just being real about the chances of making the NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always used to say, use your skills to pay the bills. If you get in college,
Yeah.
get in college, but the pro is just icing on the cake.
Well, to me, you use college as a basketball is a tool to get to college to get your education.
Right.
And then anything after that is gravy.
Right.
But, I mean, you also have, you can go overseas and play basketball and all that if that's aspiration you have. But, like you say, everybody, if you talk to any 12-year-old, first thing they're going to say is NBA.
Yeah.
And I'll say, good luck.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on the difference between like a kid from America and a kid from Europe?
Well,
the style.
Yeah, the Europeans start them really young, and they are skilled, and they work on the fundamentals and all the aspects of the game, which is a lot of things that I'm incorporating in my training with my basketball academy, A-List Basketball Academy, is that you start them young and you get them a foundation, you get them the basics of basketball, right. And that's something that will never change. I don't care what level it is, you always want to be able to have the fundamentals down packed. Mm-hmm. And that's why I like to start them even at 6 years old. And overseas, they start them at an early age, teaching them that. And they rely on that. Over here, it's more about athleticism. Okay. And they take shortcuts because we have some of the greatest athletes in the world. Mm-hmm. Guys, can literally put their head, up on the rim. Right. And so is there a lot of shortcuts in their development because guys get so enamored with all that athleticism that they take shortcuts and they don't really teach the fundamentals. Right. Yeah.
So would you say a kid from Europe, they're more of a team player, more of a shooter?
No, I just say they're more all-around players.
Okay, all-around.
And their skill set.
Okay.
I'm mainly talking about their skill set.
Okay.
But then a lot of times they come over here to the United States and it doesn't carry over as well as it does in Europe because this is a whole different type of ball game over here. They want guys that can shoot, guys that are skilled, but you want to be able to do other things. So if you get a combination of athleticism, basketball IQ, competitiveness, toughness, because the word on the street is that a lot of European players, especially bigs, are kind of soft. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons, because they like shooting jump shots.
Right.
Instead of getting down there in the paint.
Their basketball IQ is supposed to compensate for their lack of athleticism and size and strength in comparison to the American players.
Right.
Even on my little level, when I played 7 years in Puerto Peñasco in Sonora, in the third largest league in Mexico. And that, nothing like him, but we still have the same comparisons to where I'm an American, 2 Americans on the team, and I look at how their players grew up playing soccer, not football, so we have a different level of physicality. I can go through their guards because I'm shoulder-based football guy. They don't have that leverage and balance to be able to play with contact like that. So the international game lets us be more physical, and so we get to use our athleticism and strength and be more physical, and it makes the international game easy for American players. But then when they come here, they have difficulty relating because they don't play physical like that. So it's
now in international leagues. How is it called foul-wise? Since you guys Americans are more aggressive, do you have a hard time?
It's called foul the American. So each player used to foul me 5 times.
Okay.
And if I go like this, if I'm anywhere near the call, it's a foul.
Yeah, because I've coached overseas and I've dealt with a lot of imports, and it's a whole different game. The expectations are so high. They think that when you come over there, because if you've had any training or played in the NBA on any level, 1 to 2 years D-League, they think basically when you come over there, you have to carry the team.
You're the team, yeah.
And you're gonna play all the minutes. They're gonna run everything to you. You're gonna be the guy, and it's hard, especially when you have just 1 import compared to when you have some teams where you have 2 or 3 imports, but they don't let them play all at the same time. They divide their minutes up, So it's just a whole different game, and I tell a lot of guys when they come over there, I say, look, man, you got to be tough-skinned. You cannot foul out. You have to win. The main thing is to win. You have to keep your teammates engaged because you're going to need them. And you're going to have to step up when it's time to take over. You just got to know a good balance of when I have to, because you have to pace yourself as well because you're paying all the minutes.
Yeah.
So you got to know when to turn it on.
You got to point shave in basketball. I used to point shave. Look, 2 layups, an assist, and 1 rebound. per quarter per game. Everybody else, I'm hitting off. So I start the quarter off, 2 layups, get a rebound, get an assist, I'm done. Now I'm just passing. If I end up with 15 assists, great. But I'm not going to go over 16 to 20 points because if I score 40, I got to score 40 every night. So get a triple-double. Get a good double-double with a couple of rebounds and a couple of assists. You got to play that game to get your money in Mexico and international places. Don't go and score 45 and be the man because you don't score 45 in the next 3 games. Guess who gets a bus ticket?
Yeah. And not only that, if you score 50 and lose, you're going to get the bus ticket. So, it doesn't matter. The
Make
bottom
their guys
line,
look good.
you gotta win.
Always.
Yeah. And see, with the imports, with the local guys, when they don't play well, they just say, oh, well, we get them next time. With the imports, you're going home.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
So I make sure I give them a lot of looks.
Brought you here to win.
Yeah, because, again, you're making all the money. They're paying you a lot of money, to come over there. And it's just as part of the deal. But if you're able to, a lot of guys can go there and make a lot of money and play for a lot of years. But it's a way you have to go about your business.
I speak fluent Spanish, so that's how I learned. I was able to communicate with my teammates. So it made it more advantageous for them to have an American point guard that speaks Spanish so I can communicate with the officials and with my teammates. That changed the game for me.
Well, we have to go to the taco shop after this.
Hey-o.
And my food is always good. They give me big portions. They're like, Califas, huh? They go in and you hook me up. I order in Spanish.
You know what? You possibly could have had dual citizenship. Were you able to do that?
I actually did have dual citizenship when I played down there because I had a family member that lived down there that had married a woman from Puebla. So they gave me temporary citizenship to play in this league where Americans don't normally get to play. They're like Peruvians and Brazilians, but no Americans. So here I am, foul, the only American in the league. But in Mexico, if they think you can help them win, they'll make it happen.
Oh yeah,
they have different governance over there. They can bend the rules.
they do that everywhere.
There's a lot of gray area.
All right, so Mr. Lister, you're from Dallas, Texas originally, right? Or
Yes,
you're
sir.
from Texas, and then so how did you get to Mount San Jacinto out here in Cali?
What you mean, Mount San Jacinto?
Is that what it is?
No. I went to San Jacinto Junior College,
okay, there you go.
which is in Pasadena, Texas.
Oh, it's in Pasadena.
And it's one of the top JCs in the country. And I went by that by default because I wasn't a qualifier academically,
Okay. Gotcha.
and I didn't really get into my academic game until later in my career when I realized that what was truly important. I was so focused on sports and basketball and all that. But anyways, I go to a junior college. I went there. We won the national championship my rookie year, my freshman year. And then I transferred there to Arizona State and played with a lot of great players there.
Byron Scott,
Lafayette Lever.
Who was the coach then?
Ned Wolf.
Okay.
Bless his soul, he's no longer with us. But we had, off of that team, we had 4 first rounders and 2 second rounders.
Wow.
So they put a whip together, and we had some great runs there. We won against the number 1 ranked team in the country, Oregon State. Upset them at their place. Ended up 3rd. We were 24-3 my senior year.
Wow.
And that so we had, as the first time in the history of Arizona State basketball that we had gotten that high. But my 3 years there, we had some great teams, and I had a great time.
And then you got chosen for the Olympic game.
Yes.
But they got boycotted, right? How did that feel?
Well, it's just like anything else. You put all that work in it, and then politics got involved in it.
Right.
And they decided that, because it was played in Russia, and they just decided that the things they were doing over in Russia were conducive for us as players. We wanted to boycott and make a statement, and just decided that we wasn't gonna play over there. And after, I wish they'd have told me, man, because we went to 2 days, and we had to go to Colorado Springs. They got that altitude killing me. Then we did that. Then we went to University of Kentucky, and then we had another 2 day. But we did all this training, all this preparation, man, getting ready. They had selected the team. I'm like, I could not believe that I was getting ready to represent the United States.
Right.
You know, and that's back then. They were using collegiate players. The NBA wasn't involved yet. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a big deal. And then my dream was just shattered when we found out that, you know, we weren't going to go and be able to compete.
Politics is a killer, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Sports killer for real.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Curry, you know this man. He's on the board of your company, right?
Yes, sir. He is on the board of directors of Athletic Initiative. Okay. I'm very happy to say it's a dream come true as a point guard to have a big man finish. And he finishes.
And I like a point guard that passed first.
And I give it up. I give it up.
Or at least looks inside.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm at least go,
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm going to give you some pump fakes first.
There you go.
Can you tell us about Athletic Initiative,
man? What Athletic Initiative is, it's my 501c3. First of all, we're educational and profitable donations. And our goal is to foster positive events, leagues, teams, opportunities, windows, talks, symposiums, whatever we can to positively impact our community, the kids in our community, the adults, the teenagers, communication, and basically bring people together so that they can get along, open windows of opportunity for kids to learn through sport. And by playing sport and learning the different components of the sport, you then have character development. Mm-hmm. And the character development is so important here in San Diego because we have so many different cultures in our city and so many people that come in from other places that are trying to learn how to assimilate to our culture. So we have this weird flux here in San Diego where we have a profound international community because we're the first stop for refugees from other places from around the world in San Diego. So they come here, and then we have our San Diego kids. Mm-hmm. So in our schools like Crawford, Hoover, Dago, Lincoln, we're kind of inundated with kids that can't speak English, mm-hmm. So that drops the school scores. They're from countries that, we've got Central Africa, Laos, Cambodia. So we have this huge influx of kids from other places, and they come to the schools, and it changes the complexity of how our schools are built and how teachers administer education and the funds and everything. So, you need nonprofits to kind of supplement the things that are being missed by either Park and Rec, YMCA, and things. And so what we do is go further and deeper into the things that some of these other entities want to do. And I don't need money to do it. It's hell or high water. I'm a school teacher, so I use my own salary to do things sometimes. And, in the nonprofit world, you have to do at least 4 to 6 years of work and giving before you're even in the space to solicit for any funding or anything. And so in year 7 here, I'm finding that our body of work and our credibility has brought us to the point where we're now able to say, hey, look, we can create some viable avenues to be able to take some resources and widen the scope of the things that we do, like the A-List Basketball Academy. I do RBI Baseball, which is the Major League Baseball Youth National Component for competitive baseball and development baseball. So the Dodgers have RBI, the Giants, the A's, the Diamondbacks, and I lobbied to get RBI in San Diego because we have junior RBIs that feed 5 to 12-year-olds. But it was more of a fun time, go out there, have a little fun, have a hot dog, play a little baseball. And the RBIs for the development competitive component. That's RBIs really was created by John Young in 1990 for African American kids, boys and girls, to give them opportunities to play Division I professional baseball and softball, or help them develop into major league citizens, which is the primary agenda of what it's supposed to be for Major League Baseball. So with that, me being involved with that for the last 3 years, and we just took the team up to the regionals, I've connected with a lot of former baseball players who want to do things in the community. Right. One being Reggie Waller, with his Truth Baseball Academy. Him and I now have linked, and we're doing things together and giving kids from this community opportunities. Yeah. I had a pony. I have fall pony program with 13 and 15-year-old boys, and I had the only African American and Latino pony team in San Diego, and we played in the Emerald Pony League. 7 black boys and the rest are Latinos. And in baseball, you don't see that.
Right.
And so I had Jay Harris, former MLB player. He went to Morris. I had Byron Hatcher, went to Lincoln High School. He's a coach on the team, and both their sons play as well. Mr. Richard Washington was on my coaching staff, and myself. And that's 2 guys who played pro, and another gentleman who played at a high level, like a San Diego legend. And we're down at Sunshine. Our home field is Sunshine, and we also do fall league softball. Got a 10U softball, 12U softball, and now we're adding 14. And once again, you got a whole softball team of African American girls and Latina girls, which you do not see. Right. We went undefeated this year in our 10U and Claremont Fast Pitch. Unfortunately, we came up short in the championship game. We lost by 1 point because time ran out with bases loaded with my daughter on deck. So it was, and for the first 2 years, we didn't win a game.
Wow. Purely
development. I put kids on the field, and I say the reason why we play is just to get a little bit better every inning, every pitch. And, when you're an African-American softball and baseball coach, you're dealt with and looked at differently because we're a rarity. We're like unicorns. They don't San Diego has been taken over by travel ball.
Right.
And things like that. So,
for
for both sports. So they don't hold the premium coaching doesn't exist in Little League and things like that.
And then you have to have a lot of money for that travel.
You got to have major coins.
How much is a bat now?
A bat's like $300 to $400.
Yeah.
A tournament's $1,100, $600 for like a turkey trot tournament. And, baseball is all about the money, which pushes out kids from these neighborhoods that don't have that type of money to play baseball. So in RBI, guess what we do? I give you the cleats, bats, gloves, uniform, equipment bag, 100% free. The umpires are paid for by the Hall of Champions and provided by the Hall of Champions. The uniforms are provided by the San Diego Padres, the hats and T-shirts, and in some instances, some teams get jerseys. And we have clinics and showcases during the year. Some for developmental, some are fun, some are for the kids who are more advanced. Because we have beginners and advanced players. We had some of the best players in San Diego, and then kids who've never played before. I have one of my kids named Safili Mobele. He's from the Congo.
Right.
He played baseball for the first time last year.
Okay.
Right? He's 2 years in. He's the best outfielder in RBI this year.
That's awesome.
And the brother ran from Kalina Park to Sunshine. He didn't have a ride. He ran 3 miles with a backpack on his back.
Wow.
No American kids will do that. And he got there in 20 minutes.
Right.
So, that's from Kalina Park to Sunshine. In 20 minutes, running with a backpack on his back.
Now, how do you get the kid? What do you do for the kid once you get him? How do you get in the program?
Well, what I did was I made like about 5,000 flyers. Like the first year that this happened, I went around and I put flyers up all around San Diego, making people aware of the league. I went to Gompers, Wilson, Horseman, Roosevelt, Language Academy, and I did assemblies with the critical grades, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and talked about RBI, baseball, and softball, and opportunities, and let these kids know that it's something that their parents don't have to pay for. It's June, July, and August at the end of the summer and the critical months when kids will run around in the streets getting in trouble, they get pregnant, maybe doing whatever. They have something to do, and it doesn't cost their parents anything. It's 100% free.
Now, with these kids, do you see like an improvement in grades?
Yes.
Their attitudes, the way they carry themselves, and changing kind of who they hang out with?
The complexity of their decision-making processes is what we want to do, because baseball is softball, and we do, like, not just baseball now. We have Pee Wee sports classes. We have world-class charter school outdoor ed curriculum that we've developed that we administer to schools that contract us out to do that. So I actually teach PE at Innovations Academy in Scripps Ranch, and for the first quarter, I was up at the Children of Promise Academy in Inglewood, and they contracted me to come up there and give them my curriculum. And basically, charter school PE curriculum has been revolutionized. I developed a pyramid system to teach all grades. And so I'll take something like jump roping or agility or football. I use the ACE PE standards to come up with my methodology and what we learn. And I have building blocks for all grades, all levels through all sports. So we do football, basketball, soccer, track and field, jump roping, foot agility, and everything is on the website. I have lesson plans.
Can you tell us how a kid can get a hold of you?
If you go to athleticinitiative.inc, we're also at Athletic Initiative at Facebook, athleticinitiative.org. Any of those links will take you to our website. We also have an executive corporate funding website that I give to somebody that's interested in sponsoring us or maybe setting up some quarterly or annual funding. We're a 501c3, so we do give the maximum tax write-off available. I do community service hours when I do events. Our next event coming is December 13th, the Toys for Kids Challenge at the Jackie Robinson YMCA.
Okay.
One of my board members, Jeff Harper Harris, who's the varsity coach at Lincoln High School, does that with me. This is our 6-year running of this event. Okay. We donate the money and the wrap toys to children in the Jackie Robinson service area, to selected group homes and homeless kids. I believe the homeless kids at the Reach Academy, where he's also the dean of students.
Right, awesome, man. That's some good work right there. Mr. Lister, you coach JC and NBA, and you're doing some coaching now as well, right?
Yeah, it's part of my A-List Basketball Academy. Doing camps. In fact, we got a camp citywide with the San Diego Parks and Recs, January the 23rd, and I try to do annual camps with them, just to go out, and this is a free camp, and it's probably going to be over 100 kids there, and just lend my time and my experience and go out and work with the kids, and this will be my second one, and I plan to do a series of camps with this city of San Diego Park and Recs.
Okay. And you also work with Pro Player University? Is that
yeah, that's something that I'm a big believer in, education. When I left Arizona State a year before I graduated, I left 1 year ahead of the time I was supposed to, and so I made a promise to my mother in terms of, hey, I was going to get my education. So fast forward, I was working with the career development program and with the NBA, and a lady there, Christina Versari, was over it. And then one of the reasons why I ended up in San Diego was she offered me a position to run this at Pro Player University at San Diego University Integrated Studies. It's a continuing education program for athletes. Okay. All athletes of all major sports. And so we help them, make that transition from one career to another. Gotcha. And a lot of guys, I've helped so many guys either attend San Diego University Integrated Studies online, finish their degree, or go to their university where they started and didn't finish. So it's been something that I get a lot of satisfaction from, and it's been a great program. And now I'm a consultant for her, and I still have a database of players that I work with.
That's awesome, because a lot of the NBA and NFL guys, they leave.
Yeah.
They have their pro days and they have the combines and all that stuff, and then they don't have time to finish their classes, so they might need one semester or one whole year.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
and a lot of guys don't realize, especially with the football players, because they typically go to school for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And they don't know how really close they are until we do all the research and look up their transcripts and see exactly where they are, and then it's pretty much I just have one semester to finish, and I just try to encourage them and talk to them about the importance of getting their degree, because no matter what you do these days, that you have, even if a coach, you need a degree.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we talk about, and I think they have bought into it. I've helped so many countless athletes. It's been great.
That's awesome. And so you also do some private coaching as well.
Right? Yeah. Hey, I'm a jack of all trades. I try to do a little bit of everything. Yeah, I do a lot of one-on-one, and I'm with this company called Coach Up.
Okay.
And it's just, you go to coachup.com and you can put in the sport that you're interested in, and you're looking for a personal trainer.
Okay.
And typically, I'm one of the top coaches that they have in the San Diego area. And then my name will pop up, and then you can look at my profile and everything that I've done in basketball, and got a lot of reviews of kids that I've trained and parents and everything. So that's something else that I'm doing.
Yeah. So what can you do with a guy? And I'm chunky but funky, but I was a hacker.
Well, I like the funky part. You got to get funky out there.
What can you do with a guy like me, man? Well, at the elbows, hey, 5 fouls real quick.
Clear some space, bro.
Hey,
Robert Taylor.
Let me tell you something. As long as you large and wide, and once they get on either side of you and you get them buried in that paint, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what type of player that comes to me and want to learn the game, I'm really big on fundamentals, but I take you as you are, and we're going to work it.
Awesome.
We will work
I got hope, man.
Ooh.
I'm beating our next one-on-one.
What?
You're going down, buddy.
We're not talking NBA jams, bro.
We're not that NBA 2K, right?
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
Come on, get him, man.
Come on, man. I got a
take
jumper.
a few lessons from Mr. Lister, and I'm coming at you.
I got a jumper.
Okay.
I mean, from 5 feet. I don't know.
That's Paul, baby.
It's a jumper, though.
Well, Mr. Curry, you had one more thing to...
One more quick thing to say on my wrap-up. They're growing up, no athletes that I were friends with or anybody from San Diego has ever came back and made a foundation, made a park, nothing. There was a Martin Bayless football camp back in the day. That was the only free camp. But I said to myself, I was going to be the one that was going to come back and make a foundation that helps kids, and it helps kids that don't have the money. Single-parent homes, you want to do something, basketball, baseball, whatever sport, I do it, and I don't charge money.
Okay.
And secondly, everything we do at Athletic Initiative, I try not to charge. There is no fee. We have classes at Park and Rec, baseball, basketball, and all type of things. Just go give it a look and get involved, please.
That's awesome, man. I want to thank you guys for coming, Mr. Curry and Mr. Lister. Thanks a lot. I'm getting ready to take some lessons this weekend. We'll be back next week on the Coach Rose Show. My man Iggy and Armand on KBLK Radio.com. Chunky but funky, baby. In the paint.
Time in the world.
Hard in the paint. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.